Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back for another video. This is not going to be my next Songs of the Week video. I plan on doing that either tomorrow or Wednesday. Just because I've wanted to do something different this time. I've wanted to do an album review for a long time, and I finally decided what album I'm going to be reviewing. And it's going to be the latest album from a band that I've been into recently, the Amity Affliction, with their latest album, This Could Be Heartbreak. This album hasn't been out for a long time. It came out last year in 2016. The Amity Affliction is a band that I've gotten into over the last couple of years or so. I first heard their single, The Way Down, back on Sirius XM Octane. And, I wasn't really into the song because I wasn't really into metalcore at the time. But, I'm very much into it now. But anyway, this song has 11 tracks, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these tracks. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can because I don't want to go too long. Track number 1, I Bring the Weather With Me. This was the very first single released from the song, and I got to tell you, the first time that I heard it, I really enjoyed it. It starts off very atmospheric. It's got little church bells ringing in the background, and then it just sounds very haunting to start out with. And all of the lyrical content on this album, not just this song, but this album, it's very, very depressing. So, but it's still good. I mean, especially if you're a depressed person like me, but there's nothing wrong with that. But I Bring the Weather With Me is really talking about how, it's about wondering if anyone's truly going to miss you when you're gone, and you think that you bring bad things with you everywhere you go, hence the title, I Bring the Weather With Me. And I know a lot of people who have felt that way. I felt that way. So it's very relatable. Okay, now the next song, number 2, This Could Be Heartbreak. This is the title track. This one is really, really catchy. It almost sounds like a pop song in a way, especially with the intro. It has this really cool, catchy, poppy guitar riff, and you hear the vocalist saying, This could be heartbreak, in a very kind of distorted, hushed tone. That's really cool. And then it just breaks into this, like I said, this really catchy intro, and it's just it's cool to jam to, but when you really listen to the lyrics, like I said, it's another kind of depressing song. So I'm not going to focus on all of this too much, but it's a really good song. Okay, number 3, Nightmare. Now this is probably my favorite song from the album. Nightmare is really cool, especially if you're dealing with, your own nightmare. It's talking about how the lead singer wants to try to save people from their nightmare and to let them know that, that they're not alone, that he's also living in the same type of nightmare that they are. So that one's actually really encouraging, because I know a lot of people out there think that no one can feel what they feel. No one can ever really understand you. But that's not true. There's a lot of people out there who are going through the same things you are. They understand you, and they want to help you. And to me, that's what this song is about. It's all about the metaphors. The metaphorical content in a lot of these songs is just amazing, but especially in Nightmare. If you just listen to the chorus, there are tons of metaphors that you can really, really relate to. It's an awesome song. I highly recommend it. And number 4 is Tearing Me Apart. This is another really good song. It's basically the same kind of content. It starts off really cool with the, cool guitar riffs, depressing lyrics just like the rest. but it's another really cool song, and it kind of coincidentally sounds a lot like Nightmare as far as the structure of the song and as far as, the lyrical content. It sounds almost repetitive, but it's still pretty good. That's all I really have to say about that. Number 5 is called OMGIMY, which stands for Oh My God, I'm Missing You. Now, you can relate this to a lot of things. You can relate it to a relationship. You can relate it to maybe a family member. You can relate it to, if you want to go so far as to say a pet. I mean, I don't know. The choice is yours. But it's talking about missing something and doing whatever you can to try to get that something back. It's another really great song. Number 6 is called All Fucked Up. Now, this, in my opinion, is without a doubt the most depressing song on the album, because it's really a hopeless song. It's hopeless yet inspiring because, as I said earlier, we like to think that there's no one out there who is just as messed up as we are. But we come to find out from hearing other people's stories and hearing other people's, testimonials, how their lifestyles have been. It's really satisfying, and this song's just letting us know that we're all screwed up in our own way. Number 7, Fight My Regret. Now, I don't really listen to this song that much. It hasn't really grown on me, but I don't really have a lot to say about these last couple of songs because some of them are okay, some of them are forgettable, and to me, this is one of those forgettable songs. But it's still okay for what it is. It's got a pretty good beat, a pretty good rhythm. I just can't get into it that much. And number 8, Some Friends. This is another one that's really good, and it's another song I don't really come to that much. If I remember right, the song is talking about how some friends, they end up kind of stabbing you in the back. Friends that you think are really good friends, but they turn out to be, liars, deceivers, cheaters, that sort of thing. But it's still pretty good. Number 9, Wishbone. Now, out of these last couple of tracks, this one's definitely my favorite. To me, it's a song about luck. About getting lucky in life and just, that kind of stuff. It sounds really good. The vocals are great. The guitar work is great. And the lyrics are great. So you can't go wrong with that. Number 10, Note to Self. It's another one that, in my opinion, is really good. Very underrated. Once again, has great guitar work, great lyrical content. I can't really remember off the top of my head a lot about these last couple of songs. That's why I'm not saying much. And I'm saying the same thing over and over again. I apologize for that. But Note to Self is a really good song. And now we come to the last one, number 11, Blood in My Mouth. I think this is a really good way to end the album. It's a very good closer, and I think it's another very underrated song from the Amity Affliction. Basically, if you've listened to one Amity Affliction song, you've basically listened to them all. But to me, that's not a bad thing. I know there's a lot of people who don't like when bands are, repetitive or sound the same as other albums or other bands or whatever. But I don't have a problem with that. And I really like the Amity Affliction because it sounds similar to stuff that they've done in the past. And that's what this album is. Yes, I understand it can get, repetitive at times, but like I said, I'm cool with that. But overall, I would give this album probably a strong 7 out of 10. I do think that the first half of the album, the first 6 songs, are really, really strong, and if you don't check out anything else from this album, definitely check out the first 6 songs. Uh, 7 through 11, they're good too, but just definitely not as strong. The second half is the weakest part of this album. But like I said, I give it a strong 7 out of 10, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you like this album? Do you hate it? Can you relate to a lot of the songs? What really stuck out to you if you've heard this album? And, leave comments down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days with Songs of the Week Part 4. Take care.